I shall be your shadow.
I can scarcely see a thing in the smoke.
Ah, Arisen. You yet live. I suspected as much, given that your pawn still remains. One might hypothesize that your pawn is sustained by your vital essence. Or perhaps something more. In any case, we ought to apprise one another of the situation. Is there aught you would know? I found the poor creature collapsed by the wayside near Batal. Recognizing your pawn, I decided to take the ailing thing into my custody. I thought it possible that the Arisen's pawn might hold the key to making sense of all this madness. Alas, try what I might, your pawn will not wake. Mayhap you will succeed where I could not. The pawn is, after all, yours to command. Ah, yes. I trust it has not escaped your notice that the end of days is upon us. After you vanished, together with the Red Dragon, the seas rose to swallow the skies. 'Twas perhaps a month from that evil day when a new calamity befell us. A host of dragons descended from the skies and fell upon the land with fang and claw. Luz the Oracle called upon me ere you arrived. As she tells it, Melve and its environs have already fallen prey to the beasts. 'Tis surely only a matter of time before the rest of the kingdom follows suit. Indeed, then I shall take my turn. In your absence, I had hoped your pawn might yield me some information, but as you have returned, I would hear the truth from your lips. Tell me, Arisen, what became of you this past month? So, following your plunge into the sea on the dragon's back, some mysterious presence reached out to you. Could that have been the World Forged? Yet why would such a being linger in those fathomless depths? I can only speculate. And speculate I shall. This ought to prove a fruitful avenue of investigation. For that, I thank you. Now, if you can find a way to end this interminable slumber, your pawn is, of course, free to rejoin you.
Oh, Master! How long I've slept. Far too long, it seems. But worry not. Now that I am awake, I shall follow wherever you lead.
I admire your dedication, Master. 'Tis no small feat to hone one's skills so fine.
We pawns must endeavor not to fall behind.
My sword arm could use some work.
We must find more manuscripts on this topic. If I am to prove my theory...
Can that theorem be applied here? So long as breath swells within my body, despair has no hold on me, for possibility does not exist without hope.
The month I spent with Lord Phaesus was a queer experience indeed. I was conscious of nothing. Nothing, that is, save your presence, Master. Full glad am I that we have been reunited.
'Twas an ordeal indeed, and there is much for us to ponder. But for now, we must find a means to forge ahead.
Materials, eh? I shan't deny they have their uses.
Let the heavens heed this wish, for all our sakes. Mind yourself.
I've just had a thought. Do you recall when I was a fighter? Fervently defending you with sword and shield. Things are much simpler as a warrior. I need but forge on, weapon raised.
Her Majesty has begun her supplications. None may see her ere they conclude.
Stay your hand, Vera. This one may pass. Come hither. We would speak with you. So you are returned, Sarah Risen. We are gladdened to find you safe and well in the midst of this calamity. Now, to what do we owe the pleasure of this visit? You would have the people of this nation abandon their homeland to seek sanctuary elsewhere. 'Tis no small thing you ask of us. We will require some time to consider. For now, prithee speak with Sermonella. You will doubtless find her patrolling the city. Her assistance will be indispensable if we are to undertake the evacuation of Bakbatal and the checkpoint rest town.
Lost track of time. This place is too
To it, I suppose.
I'm about ready to fall asleep on my feet.
This can't be real.
You've pushed your luck too far.
I'll not take that from you.
Pray calm yourselves, good people. I will have none of this squabbling.
Sermonella, you don't understand. This scoundrel's the one who started it.
No, you don't understand. This is no time for the people of Batal to be quarreling amongst themselves. We shan't weather this calamity unless we can recall our common purpose and unite our efforts towards it. Ah, Sir Arisen. You are returned, I see. With the world in such disarray, I could not stand to be away from my homeland. Thus did I return, to render what aid I may. I maintain order as best I can, but for every fire I extinguish, it seems 3 more are incited behind my back. But enough of my woes. What brings you here? You wish us to evacuate? Mayhap the idea merits some thought. After all, if we sit on our haunches, 'tis likely only a matter of time before we share the fate of Mel. Alas, the people of Batal are far from united in purpose at present. Should we proceed, unheeding of their divisions, I fear that our efforts would come undone ere long. With every soul at their wits' end, conflict is like to spark at the slightest provocation. As such, before we take any measures, I would have you walk amongst the people, Sir Arisen. Behold their plight with your own eyes. And should you encounter any discord, pray do aught you can to resolve the people's quarrels and assuage their fears. Such efforts will doubtless allow the evacuation to proceed all the more smoothly. As for me, my work here is far from done. Let us part ways for now, and reconvene when you have accomplished all you can.
Flared tempers are understandable, given the circumstances. Let us aid in mediating the quarrels arising.
That's quite enough. You've pushed your luck too far. Haven't you had enough yet? You're the one who started this. How dare you!
Should have quit while I had the chance.
You looking to join? Stand and fight, you gutless wander.
Beg pardon, sir, but I can't let you on.
As for me, my...
You've pushed your luck too... Haven't you had enough yet?
Beg pardon, sir. I mustn't be distracted.
You're just riding on your father's coattails.
You slander my honor, sir! I demand a duel. This is no business of yours. Be gone!
Now, Narbra, let's not be too hasty. If we are to duel, we ought to have a witness. Otherwise, who's to say the victor fought with honor?
Aye, true enough. Without a witness, either of us could simply kill the other, then disavow the use of any underhandedness. Well, sir, what say you? Will you watch over us while I take this scoundrel to task? This knave dared to slight my honor. He said my swordsmanship was hardly fit to wound a training dummy. The bloody nerve of him.
And I'd say it again. 'Twas your dear father's patronage that made you a sentinel, not your own skill.
You have my gratitude, sir. Let us delay no further. Come, Scario. Prepare yourself.
Have at you!
Stay back, lest you get caught in the fray.
Have you lost your wits? Keep your distance!
Keep back! I do not wish to injure you. Don't let up now! Don't let up now! Don't let up now!
Wonder if there's any You dare violate the sanctity of our jewel? We'll pull...
I admit it. I underestimated your skill. The loss is mine.
Nay, 'twas I who underestimated you. I'd thought to score an easy victory, but you fought fair and capably.
We owe you a debt, sir. 'Tis on your account that we've seen some sense. Were it not for your timely appearance, I'd wager this nonsense might have cost one of us their life.
Indeed. Better to hone our respective skills than take up arms against petty slights, I say.
It seems some things can only be resolved by crossing blades. But I doubt they'll quarrel again after this.
'Twas a pleasure to recount such good tidings.
Look around, but be sure to buy aught.
Wonder if there's any... Oi! I saw it first. Phew. Trust a flea-ridden hide to take it all for himself.
Why must I share with a fangless one? This is no more your food than Batal is your land.
Might not the sea...
You there! You couldn't have come at a better time. Put this upstart in his place for me, won't you? Go on, lay into him. Is this some kind of joke? You're siding with that flea-ridden hide? You can bloody have it then, Nomos. I hope you choke on it.
I owe you thanks, stranger. I never thought you'd take my side. This ought to be a lesson to me, I suppose. I'd taken all humans for scoundrels, but you seem a decent sort. Come to think of it. Mayhap I owe Glint an apology as well.
Your response has proven their prejudice is faulty. I dare say those gentlemen will bury the hatchet anon.
Splendid.
That's not happening.
I've had well enough of your nitpicking.
I reckon the world would be better off without you.
Oi, you! Don't go poking your nose in our business. This is between us.
Aye, leave off or we'll make you.
To parley. Fine. This one's got thick skin.
You're telling me? I don't think I've got another punch left in me.
Bah. I can't stomach more quarreling after this. It's drained the fight right out of me.
Too right. I've clean forgotten what we were arguing about to begin with, if I'm honest.
Their tempers do appear to be quelled. But I hope you aren't injured, Master.
Truly?
Ah, Sir Arisen. In less pressing circumstances, I would take issue with your methods. But I cannot deny your efficacy. The people of Batal are beginning to see that they must stand together if they are to survive this calamity. We shall see the fruits of your labors when the time comes to evacuate. At the very least, we need not expect too much opposition to the announcement. Pray, return to Empress Nadinia and apprise her of your doings. I must remain here to ensure no further squabbles arise. Heavens only know how many lives you have saved this day. I hope you'll accept this humble reward for your efforts.
What say we report back to Empress Nadinia? Her Majesty ought be willing to commence the evacuation now.
Of course.
Oh, could use a rest.
way! Slow your feet! You run too...
One of our ministers informs us that you have been espied in the city, resolving the people's troubles. You have our gratitude for your efforts, which have doubtless bettered the fate of this nation and its citizenry. Your journey continues, does it not? We wish you good fortune on your travels, wheresoe'er they may take you. Yet, ere we part ways, we would make another request of you. It regards Lord Phaesus. Though we have implored the man to join the evacuation, he has staunchly refused to leave this land behind. We thought that he might be more inclined to heed your words, as our own have fallen on deaf ears. Would you be willing to call on him in our stead? Of course, you are free to decline if our proposal is an unwelcome one.
Pray excuse the interruption, Your Majesty, but I fear time is upon us. I would see you prepared for the road ahead.
Indeed. Forgive us, but we must take our leave. Farewell.
Back Batal and the rest town are now safely evacuated. I am certain we can rely upon...
That was certainly worthwhile.
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I am by your side.
You would gather materials here, Master. Can we really afford to carry more?
I'll be ready for any eventuality.
Ah, that's right. I must fetch those paintings. Would that they could see past the fur and fangs.
Does my lifelong work hold no meaning any longer?
It is hard to find my footing in this darkness.
Nay, some link must persist twixt this mayhem and my research. I shall not concede. Who is to blame for this? Does my lifelong work hold no meaning any longer? A troublesome quandary. Nay, some...
but have us save as many lives as we can.
We ought to choose our next destination based on the movement of the clouds.
This job plays out better than the last.
We must rest, though the sun is still up.
A good sleep does wonders.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
Ready to forge on?
You saw the sky fall, I trust. I doubt you could have missed it. And wherever the sky falls, a dragon soon appears to lay waste to the land. Or so I had assumed, after what befell Melv. Yet aught here appears to be different. Has our ruin been forestalled, or merely postponed? I must examine that creature. May well be the key to unraveling the origins of this cataclysm.
The path through this rock has been sealed to us. There's naught for it but to search for an alternate route.
Really? Many paths are close to us now, on account of the dragon's descent, no doubt. But we must find a way to reach it.
Confound this obstruction. But I suppose I ought to have expected this. Answers were ne'er so easily won. Monsters! Summoned by that beast, no doubt.
is turning against us.
It seems this is the only way forward. Up we go. Why do you falter? Come this way.
Naught can be achieved without sacrifice.
A fine welcome indeed. I can only hope that the worst is now behind us.
Principles are as dust on.
I will protect you. Here, an enchantment of cold to freeze our foes.
One monster down, two more replace it. We ought to ignore the rabble and focus on our true objective.
This cannot continue.
Naught can be achieved without sacrifice.
The beast's fell powers are twice as terrible in the flesh.
Feast your eyes on this!
magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
There are too many of them. Better we cut down only those we must to proceed.
There it is. The dragon at the heart of all this destruction.
The world as it once was is long gone.
Is there nothing else to be done?
What a singular creature. Is this what called the monsters forth? I should like to capture it and bring it back to the lab. There is much that might be learned from it. Why did you destroy it? The secrets we might have learned. Never mind. You've your charge, 'tis true, and the fiends appear to be falling back. But I trust you won't object if I take a sample of its remains. After all, your role is to save this world, and mine is to pursue its secrets. Though this land has seemingly been spared its destruction, there is no guarantee of safety. The oceans yet cloud the skies, and monsters swarm in ever greater numbers. As 'twill be difficult to continue my research under such conditions, I have decided to evacuate. I only hope that this sanctuary of yours will prove more conducive to my work.
Never did I imagine such a dragon could exist. 'Tis a glad thing we felled it.
I've a modest talent for spotting materials that can be used to enhance your equipment. I can even mark them on your map.
If I might be so bold as to speak my mind? The private quarters of one Arisen I served had many a visitor, and rarely the same one.
Each to their own.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Tis about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
My sustain is yours to wield. I shan't let it harm you.
Witness my magics!
That was superb, Arisen.
I am saved. Thank you, Arisen. that way! We are none of us.
You wish me to return? At once, Master.
An enchantment of cold to freeze our foes.
Coming, Master.
The red clouds portend I shan't allow any further harm to come to you.
Anything for you, Arisen. Off I go.
Here we go again.
If battle cannot be avoided, 'tis fight or die.
By your leave.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with a furious element.
useful bauble, the ferry stone. Twill allow us to travel vast distances in an instant.
There's not an item to be squandered.
This battle is ours!
Good challenge if ever I saw one. This will be over in no time.
You have my support.
You have my protection. Ice's sting is yours to wield.
That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
Well, I'm sure there's still room for improvement.